Everyone eventually finds out what they are destined to do, yet some people may go through certain obstacles in life that can avert them from finding what they are truly passionate about. Dian Fossey was one person who overcame obstacles of her own to discover what her true passion was, and it was studying the mountain gorillas. Dian Fossey spent almost 2 decades living in Rwanda studying and protecting the mountain gorillas. Fossey was an animal-loving woman with one purpose in life. She did not know what she was going to do, and she did not know that she was going to work with animals, but she wished for a life full of adventure, and she did not get what she longed for easily. I've always loved animals myself, and I admire Dian's passion in her research. When you look at an animal, you see a life of its own, an individual being. You can see happiness, you can see love, you see passion, you see scared, like if they're scared, and you can tell also through their body language. Traveling is a desire of mine. I want to travel the world and find what I am destined to do. I went to Ireland last year, and we did a variety of things around the country that I loved, and I never even knew they were a thing. I didn't know that they existed. So it's important to go through the experiences in life and follow your heart. Today I will talk about Dian Fossey's life of becoming a dedicated researcher and conservationist and what makes her an admirable individual. I think that an admirable individual is someone that makes a difference. Dian Fossey is determined to achieve her destiny, she's nurturing and selfless, and she is prodigious in her ability to understand a different species. First, let's talk about determination and finding one's destiny. Dian Fossey was born in San Francisco, California, and ever since she was little, she was determined. She was an excellent student who became very interested in animals at a young age. Lots of children will be set on being an astronaut when they grow up or being a scientist. Not everyone sticks with it, but Dian Fossey knew she wanted to do something with animals, and she followed that and pursued it and made it her career. When she finished her freshman year of college, she worked at a ranch in Montana, and she became attached to the animals. She was dismissed from the job when she got chickenpox, but the experience then convinced her to follow her instincts and go to school for pre-veterinary studies, instead of following her father's footsteps into business. She found some of the classes pretty difficult and focused on a degree in occupational therapy instead. She stuck with this for a while, but her life did not feel fulfilled. She found her longing adventure in Africa when a friend showed her pictures from a trip. She wanted to go there. She stayed for years, and she even took out a bank loan and finally ended up in Africa in 1963. While touring through Africa, she was able to visit flamingos at the Lake of Manyara, observe wildlife, and she ended up at the site of Louis and Mary Leakey. She got the opportunity to speak with Dr. Louis Leakey at an archaeological site, and he talked about Jane Goodall, the primatologist, and he gave Dian the opportunity to enter some of his excavated sites. He changed her life by giving her these experiences, and shortly after she returned to Kentucky to pay off her bank loan. A quote from a book that she wrote called Gorillas in the Mist is, begin quote, "I believe it was at this time the seed was planted in my head, even if unconsciously, that I would someday return to Africa to study the gorillas of the mountains," end quote. At this point, tracking gorillas was her only focus, and when she was doing photography of them, she began gaining the gorillas' trusts. She sketched their nose prints and kept track of each individual and identified them from one another. She even would knuckle walk around them to build a trust and to get them to know that she wasn't going to hurt them. She spent 18 years in the Virunga Mountains studying and protecting the gorillas and fighting off poachers. It takes a lot of determination, knowledge, and patience to learn and understand another species. She actually earned a PhD from Cambridge University, and she appeared in several National Geographic articles. She wrote a book called Gorillas in the Mist, and it helped change people's views of the species and help for their conservation efforts. Dian Fossey was an adventure-loving person whose research and findings have been used for many reasons. Dian was sadly found murdered in her home in 1985, and though her murder was never solved, most believe that it was the poachers that she was trying to fight off. But thanks to her determination, mountain gorillas did not go extinct. After reviewing the Heroin Collective article on Fossey by Amber Carlins, it is clear that when she became a true researcher and conservationist, her life was truly complete. She found what her destiny was through primatology and provided the work that opened the eyes of many peoples. With the help of Dian Fossey, the mountain gorillas were in turn the only species to experience a population increase. Sometimes, even though it may be hard, it is okay to go on a journey through life to see what is in store for you.